Well, welcome everybody. Thanks for coming. Note that it's our last meeting as the current community board. So firstly, I'd just like to thank everyone for your contribution for 3 years. Can't believe it's gone so fast. Everybody turning up to pretty much all of the meetings. I think we've had just about full attendance right through and contributed to the meetings, and everyone's been really positive, and we've achieved some really cool things. So yeah, thank you very much. And thanks to the staff that turn up every meeting religiously, come along, help us out, make sure we do what we're supposed to do and keep the records and everything, and Bubbles for keeping us all and supporting us. And yeah, makes the whole thing run really, really good. So thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Cool. All set. Thanks, Gavin.
So no apologies today.
No.
And no one at the public forum. There's nobody there. Having looked at the agenda, does anyone have any items that aren't on the agenda that they believe we should be speaking to? So, 8 items. And also, having read the agenda, does anyone have any conflict of interest that they wish to declare? No conflict.
Maybe the Coromandel Independent Living Trust.
Yep. Okay, so, yep.
I'll just sit quietly.
Thank you. So the first item on the agenda is the minutes from our last meeting from the 29th of July. Has everybody read those minutes?
Yeah.
Anyone see any corrections that they wish to make? No? Okay, therefore, the motion is that we confirm the 29 July 2025 minutes as a true and correct record of proceedings. Have a mover and a seconder, please.
I'll move.
I'll second.
All those in favour?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Next item is the request for discretionary funding. Margaret?
Being me, I can't get my report, but that's okay. I'll take it as you've read it, you've all read it. And the recommendations are based on work that you've been doing through your network sessions. So I just need you guys to discuss it.
Okay. Any questions for Margaret?
Who? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I think the applicants are worthwhile and deserve our support, Mr. Chair.
Cool. Thank you. And just for those, if there's anyone online who may not have read the minutes, the requests are for Coromandel Rugby and Sports Club for $7,000 to support the NPC rugby game. Colville School for a car park. Currently they park adjacent to the road. Cars have to sit virtually on the edge of the road, and there's nowhere for children to walk around the cars to get safely from their cars into the school. And for the Kilt for the Independent Living Trust to tidy up the information centre building in Samuel James Reserve for $2,000. If everyone's happy, no questions? Okay. The motion then is that we receive the request for Coromandel-Colville Community Board discretionary funding report dated 14th of August, and that we approve the 3 applications that have been made for discretionary funding, namely Coromandel Rugby and Sports Club event costs $7,000, Colville School for materials for the car park $4,200, Coromandel Independent Living Trust for materials to tidy up the building $2,000, a total of $13,200. I have a mover and a seconder, please.
I'll move it.
I'll third.
It's coming.
Just so that we.
Oh, that's right, I can't, sorry.
So I
Yeah,
will.
you said big quiet, Ashley.
Jane, can we just ask you to sit at the chair behind while we pass the
Okay,
resolution?
sorry, yeah.
Then you weren't actually at the table making the decision.
Second. So it's another cycle. I'll second it. And all those in favour?
Aye.
Motion is carried. Thank you, Jean. You may return to the table. Moved by Jim. By me.
It was Kim actually. Kim moved it, yeah. All grinding.
We sound alike.
Oh, judge is organised.
Alrighty, so the next item on the agenda is taxi stand. We have a report from Len.
Carry on.
Okay, and just before you start, Len, on behalf of the board, I'd just like to thank you for the work that you've done as the roading manager, filling the gap, stepping into the breach, and yeah, keeping control of the place until the new manager was appointed. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. The new manager starting in 2 weeks' time. So I'll be bringing him, we're getting him used to the area. He comes from Karakia. Transportation, the planning manager down there, got made redundant 6 weeks ago, along with 150 others from Karakia.
Wow.
That they've done a massive change down there, which is great for us. Yeah,
And did you say starts in 2 weeks?
15th of September, yep.
Right.
Okay, taxi stand, Wharf Road. So this paper came about from our last meeting we got together, etc. And the board asked me to investigate whether we could have a taxi stand in Coromandel. And I think there were 4 different areas specifically to look at, etc. They were basically the Fort Square, down by the Admiral's Arms, outside the library, and then the car park sort of area, etc. I got straight onto our professional services consultants, who have only just started again 1st of July, WSP, who had their traffic engineer the next day up there, having a look at stuff. So I was very lucky that we just had to get somebody on straight away. So that is an addendum to my report, as her report, Justine. And the good thing about Justine, when I did sit down and talk with her, she was the one who wrote the traffic impact assessment for the Fort Square. Consent. So it just tied in absolutely, because the questions I had and we had is, why were those yellow lines here? Why did they go so long? So we just had a look at her report, interpreted it from there.
Nice.
So as you can see, we did our 4 different areas. We've got pros and cons of each locality. The recommendation from Justine and from myself is that we use outside the Fort Square. And so what I had to do is find out those yellow lines, why they're there, and did they need to have that full extent. When the resource consent was approved, Katie Dimmadale just happened to be the planning, the council planner at the time, so I had a good talk with her. We looked at, of course, the old aerial photos and Google Earth image, and then I remember it was a motel. They had a vehicle that came out onto the main road. And basically the traffic impact assessment said take yellow lines basically to that vehicle crossing. But we had the vehicle crossing, then we had some more yellow lines before the first car park. So all they did basically is fill in the vehicle crossing with yellow lines, and so that's why we ended up with a long one. You've got various people parked there all the time. I just happened to go up there this morning, and there was a lady with her 4 kids unloading them out of the cars on that area. Yeah, okay. So it is actually happening now.
Yeah.
So from a resource consent point of view, we tick that box, so it's not a variation to the resource consent.
Right.
So from a traffic safety point of view, we've ticked the box on that one because we've got the adequate sight lines, which were back to the vehicle crossing that was already there. But it just happens to fit the taxi stand, will fit in there quite nicely. So what we would need to do is install a couple of signs, some road painting, and a possible lay down, for wheelchairs and anybody getting to the taxi instead of using the curb. So that's basically where we've come from, and so I've recommended that we go ahead with the taxi stand. What else have we got? Yeah, and it can be installed outside of the 4 square, as per option 2. And that we could try and arrange the installation before Christmas. But what I would need to do is some more consultation with the public and possibly the council. But I'll find out a bit more about this. The first step is to get the endorsement of the community board, go from there. But questions, please.
Thank you. Thanks for getting it done so promptly. That's really good. So yeah, questions for Len?
Just a couple. Hey, the first thing is, Len, like, I've done 4 terms on council, 1 on community board. I've never seen anything happen like this before.
Yeah.
To have a meeting and discuss a matter, and then at the next meeting have a proposed way forward. It's just something I've never struck in 15 years. So thank you very much for yours, Katie's and Janice's efforts. Just because a little bit of local knowledge and being around for a while. Yeah, you were onto it. So thanks very much. So when you say you've got to go, you want to consult with the public, are you talking, about the shopkeepers or?
It's a variation to the bylaw.
Yep.
And the bylaw, we have to do consultation if we've got any changes on there.
Yeah.
So that's what it'll be. We've got a number of variations proposed at this stage of different parking areas. Boat parking down in Tairua, that was part of the bylaw, and as soon as we set it out 2 months ago, we knew it was totally wrong. So that's all been pulled out. We've got a relook at that, and that's what I've got Justine as well, looking at that parking, and then that'll be a variation in the bylaw.
So,
There'll be a few.
so that consultation is by way of public notice in the paper or something like that.
It'll be something like that.
Sweet as. And what's the consultation with council?
Because it's a change in the bylaw, then we just have to get council to endorse that change.
At the council table up
At the council thing.
in Thames. Okay, no, that's good. Job well done. Thank
So I'll
you.
be looking at any recommendations
Yeah.
from the community board.
So I'm just mindful then that it's September.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're hoping to get this in before Christmas.
Yeah.
What kind of, do we have, I guess we do, what kind of length of consultation period is required?
We would be looking at just a couple of weeks for consultation.
And then, so that would just be some kind of notice in, I'm just thinking about the dates, would miss the Chronicle for this one. But where would you have to advertise it, or could it just be
I'll
on
have to
council?
talk to Leslie
Okay.
from,
I'm just thinking timing,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
can, not to preempt anything, but can we be following that process along, but at the same time organising for the actual physical works to happen?
absolutely. The physical works to happen because it's only just over $1,000. It's not much stuff that I can pick up in our budget quite easily. So, I mean, last time I was here, I was talking about the community board may have to come on and say it's not needed because we're only talking a small amount of money.
You're winning every time at this table. The council's talking to us.
and I must say that, if I, welcome out to an queer for people with a disability who do not have a phone, who hitchhike, who can see the taxi stand is going to be, I think there's going to be a lot of people in our town who are going to be very, very appreciative. So thank you.
I can see each town's going to be asking for one of these now.
We like to lead the way.
Well, as I was driving over, I was listening to CFM and the local news went on, they told us about the taxi stand.
I heard it.
Going today. I thought, oh, okay, it's already up there.
I did hear it.
It's good to see someone reads the agenda and takes notice of what we're doing.
Yeah, so there you are.
Cool.
Okay,
No more questions?
Not for me, fine. Oh,
No? Happy?
and you'll just come back to us if we need to do anything else, Len?
Yeah,
Okay,
but I'm sure, depending on what you recommend here, this will be the last you'll hear from me.
Oh,
I'm just wondering whether it would be worthwhile, just out of courtesy, having a conversation with Chris, the manager of Foursquare, to just let him know that this is going to happen.
Yep.
Just, it'd be nice,
Okay.
out of courtesy.
That's a
It actually
He's
would be.
easily approachable. Chris Beard, his name is.
And if you find you can't do that, just let us know and one of us will.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Assuming, of course, that's what we're going to decide. Anyway, no, if we finished with land, put a resolution, the motion that I'd like to put forward is that we receive the taxi stand Coromandel report dated 22 August 25. We agree that a taxi stand can be installed outside the Foursquare as per option 2, subject to meeting the requirements of council's parking bylaw. And we request staff to arrange for the installation of the taxi stand before Christmas 2025, subject again to meeting the requirements of the parking bylaw. Mover and a seconder.
I just asked, there's a slight amendment for there because the date on the report is the 25th of the 8th, so that changed from the date that you put as a recommendation.
Report dated 25th of August.
Sorry about that.
Yep,
Oh,
that's all
yeah.
good.
Good spotting.
Okie dokie. Mover and a seconder.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Cool. Any debate in respect of the motion? Happy to put it to the vote. So I put the motion. All those in favour?
Aye.
Aye. Motion is carried.
Done. Thanks, Lynn.
Yeah, thank you.
I know this is out of sequence, etc., but I just thought, is there anything the board wants to ask me? Well, anything else while I'm here? Just, I don't know.
Yeah, we're probably stuck with the agenda at the moment. And thanks for the offer. And yeah, we might take you up on that if we think of something later. But yeah, certainly, I don't know if there's anything within the CAPEX work program that questions would have, because that's the next item on the agenda.
Len wouldn't be involved with the ceiling of Karakia House. Would he be? Right?
No,
No.
that's under projects.
Yeah, no.
Firstly, we've got the report to put forward. Do we decide who's doing that? Bubbles or?
Thank you.
Cheers.
Dean's online, so I guess Dean would like to.
Dean?
Thanks, Len.
Cheers.
Good morning, board. So on behalf of Luke Archibald, our project delivery manager, Margaret and I will present the CAPEX report to you today. Happy to take any questions. The only update or sort of first comment I have about the report is just an update on the public convenience at the mountain bike park. So I'm advised that on the 20th of September, there'll be a community landscaping planting day. Margaret might be able to tell you more. And the public convenience will be open after that point. That's the only additional information I have to the report at this time, but happy to take any questions between Margaret and I.
Thanks, Dean. Does anyone have any questions?
I do. I'm just going to find it. It's not a major. Oh yeah, Karakia House resurfacing, Dean. It has a completion date of the physical works by the end of November 2025, and I just don't want to lose sight of the fact that we're looking at possibly doing some water storage to that building at the back, the old scout den. And I don't want to see us put the tar seal down and then have to tear it up again to do the sewerage.
Would you like me to answer that, Dean?
Yes, please, Margaret.
So I arranged for a meeting of all the parties on site because of what you're talking about,
Yep.
because the car park has to be done and the scout den has to be refurbed.
Yep.
So the projects person who's working on the car park
Yep.
is now working with the property person who's working on the building.
Okay.
And between them, they have met with the Hauraki House Management committee.
Yep.
And they've all decided on timelines and dates.
They have.
And so all the work is being coordinated where the building will be done first and then roading will come in and do that, well, not roading, but projects will come in and do.
Thank
But all being coordinated.
That is awesome, because I did bring it up at the last meeting, but I didn't want anybody to lose sight of that. So
No,
it's under control,
definitely.
that's great.
And I understand property are currently this week calling for tenders for the building work.
You know what, I'm really excited about that.
It is a
I
bit
am really,
exciting.
it's good. It's up there.
And so of course Parks is also involved because Neil's working with property to do a bit of landscaping all around the building and whatnot as well.
Yeah. Yep.
Wildly exciting. So I think property is it's all hoped to be completed before Christmas.
Too much. Yep, it's amazing.
Other questions in respect of the CAPEX report?
No.
Rightio. Thanks, Dean. Fantastic job.
Thank
We
you,
worried
Board.
we worried you were going to chicken out for a minute, but good to see that you fronted. Thanks a lot. Rightio, so everyone's happy. The motion is that we receive the Coromandel-Colville Community Board CAPEX Work Program 25-26 report dated 14th of August. No debate around that. Mover and a seconder, please.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
The motion, all those in favour? Aye. Motion is carried. Thank you. That,
Well, I just wanted to say as the area manager, thank you guys, because this is our last formal meeting. You've been a great board, an awesome board, actually. Thank you for all your support for me. It makes it much easier to get our jobs done. And wishing you all the best in the upcoming elections. Who knows, we might be sitting around the table again.
yeah, good to see everybody standing again. So yeah, good
Yeah.
luck.
Yeah.
Right, and with that, it's now 9:22. And we'll close the meeting.
Can I get this mouse working?